So Karsch, Scott Anderson, 97.1 The Ticket. 248-539-9797. Great to be with you here on a Tuesday in Detroit. Pistons coming off a win last night that was actually, it was a pretty ugly basketball game. You know what's funny? And I want to say this multiple times throughout the day. They are 17-4. And you asked the question in your show sheet, are fans chesty yet? Like, are you confident that this truly is one of the best teams in the NBA? And I'm like, okay, I'm not like totally chesty about them just yet. Why not? I'd like to see it over more time, and I'd like to see them when they play better teams. And yet, I think that might be a little bit fake too, because when you're the team that's coming up and you're talented and you're young, you know what seems like a huge game to them? When they play the defending champ Oklahoma City, who's like 20-1 or whatever the record is. Are they? Oklahoma City, defending champ, yes, 20-1. Lakers are 15-5. Houston's 13-5. The Knicks 13-6. You know, all these teams, they'll play Oklahoma City. They don't play Oklahoma City till late February. And in the moment, that feels like a prove-it game. We belong on that stage type of game. If you can beat Oklahoma City, if they're still playing the way they're playing and they're healthy, and the Pistons are playing the way they're playing and they're healthy, when they come across OKC, well, all right, let's go. This is the true measuring stick of how real they really are. But it might also be a little bit false, because Oklahoma City, to them, it won't feel like a big game. They won't be that worried if they don't keep the Pistons at bay. You know what I mean?
Right.
So all those games between now and then, and they'll play the Lakers and Knicks between now and then as examples of some teams that are, considered to be right in there in the end. They'll feel like big games to us, but teams that go to the playoffs just about every year probably won't look at any regular season game against Detroit the way we might measure it against them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I think that there's definitely a different way that we'll look at that game than what they would, but I also don't think they'd look over it and be as so arrogant and think, oh, it's just the Pistons. Like
Jaylen Brown said.
Jaylen
Brown said about the Pistons a couple of years ago, when we play a team like Detroit, we know that was it last year?
That was before the season.
You know, it was media day. You're right. It was media day before last year. We look at games against Detroit. Hey, Peyton Pritchard, go get yourself 40.
Yeah. So things have changed. Obviously, the team was a playoff team last year. They played the Knicks as tough as you can play them.
God, that was insulting.
They got hosed by it was insulting. They got hosed by the referees on a play. But they've picked up where they left off and done better. The 17-4 start is eye-popping. This isn't like after 10 games. Now it's after 21 games. And, I'll give it a little bit more time to breathe, but I like this team a lot. If nothing else, I think this is a fun brand of basketball to watch. They play above the rim. They run. There's an old school element of it that we're not going to be, sheep to the rest of the league and just gun everything from three-point land. We're going to feed the ball inside. And they're starting to take care of the basketball better. Last night, not so much, but overall this year, they've done a better job of it. They're fun to watch with young players growing together and a guy who's a budding superstar in Cade Cunningham. So I think teams they better not look past the Pistons, and I don't think they're looking past them as much as maybe you think they are. But I do agree that it's a different kind of look.
When you're established like this,
until you see them, maybe it's not the same.
We got youth on our side. We got hunger on our side. And I think in those matchups probably means we've got more want to in a regular season matchup. I'll get excited. Don't get me wrong. I'll get super excited if they beat Oklahoma City or every time they beat contending teams. I think it's like, further stamp of credibility. But ultimately, it's about the playoffs.
They have one of the more calculated, calm, cool, collected general managers that you'll see, or director of player personnel, whatever Trajan Langdon's title is.
People will like him right up to the moment he doesn't make a massive move at the trade deadline.
Well, we'll see what he ends up doing, but I mean, he is so he looks as laser focused as anybody that's been around in town, and we've had some beauties here, but he's one of those guys, and it'll be fun watching all the teams as they approach trade deadlines. The Lions was no fun. They didn't get anything done. The Pistons and Red Wings feel like they are poised to do something. The Pistons in particular, because they are so good right now, and maybe they don't have to do as much, or they can make that one concentrated move that could really put him over the top.
And he may. I'm fearful if he doesn't. Here we go again with what has become a common complaint about GMs in Detroit. So one of the more intriguing developments in the early going was when everybody got hurt who was stepping up, and Dennis Jenkins was an example of a player that really stepped up. And Dennis Jenkins last night got into the starting lineup again after being able to put him in as a role off the bench. He went 3 for 16 from the floor, 0 for 8 from 3. He did have 8 rebounds and 6 assists, which I'm not going to sneeze at. There were quite a few what I called suicide drives, where you're like, I'm going to the hole, and you get into the paint, and you have no shot, and you end up passing it to nobody because you just got to get rid of the ball because you've picked up your dribble, and now I'm in the air, and I've got no shot, and oh God, I hope somebody's over there. But it's kind of a tap the brakes moment on whether what role he may play. I still like him a lot. It felt like in crunch time the ball was in his hands a ton. And there's probably not going to be too many nights where we say Dennis Jenkins should take the most shots on the team. But can he be like one of the junkyard dogs back in the day, coming off the bench and provide a spark? Sure. And this might also be just a one-off. Hey, he got a bulk minutes again last night. I got to go see the last time he played as many as 27 minutes. He hasn't done that in 5 games. So, his typical role is going to be coming off the bench. But Ron Holland provided some energy at a big and one in that game. Beef stew with a block that led to a breakout run basket by Cade. And Cade, for people who haven't seen the highlight of Cade's bucket late in the game, there was just a couple seconds difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Atlanta was actually trying to foul him. It was Quinn Snyder was saying, hey, foul, foul, foul. Cade dribbled through their whole team and made a reverse layup. It was a highlight worth seeing.
Yeah, and in the paint, where you're expecting him to just get hammered.
Yep.
And was able to just maintain the dribble and focus and lay it in.
And what was funny, too, in the moment, look, we're talking about one of the best crunch time scorers in the NBA. He still leads the league in fourth quarter scoring. He's taking it to the hole for a high degree of difficulty shot. And I'm thinking, don't take that shot. And then he made it.
Right. So. And unfortunately.
Shut up, Mr. Commentator.
Yeah. And he had a little bad streak there where he had a chance to tie the game at the end of regulation with 3 free throws.
Yeah.
And unfortunately missed a free throw and then missed one on Friday night on purpose after he missed the first one.
Maybe
they had that chance, but nonetheless, he is incredible. The 42 points he had the other day was great. He's leading this team each and every night. Fourth quarter, this guy is taking things over. JB Bickerstaff has talked about him, how important he has been, how he's learned to win, how he's learning to close things out, and we're starting to see that, and that's 17-4.
Should that game have even been close? Probably not. It was back-to-back road games for Atlanta. The night before, they go double overtime at Philadelphia. There's a reason why Detroit was a heavy favorite. But like I said last segment, I'm surprised at how much I don't hate the Hawks when Trae Young doesn't play for them. And that would hold even if they won the game. It's not all about, hey, they're less of a threat without Trae Young. Maybe they're more of a threat without Trae Young. I just like the way their young players played. Hard, physical. They defend well. That group kind of reminds me of the way the Pistons sort of are if they don't have a ball-dominant guard who tries to get fouled all the time. But alas, still a nice win for a Piston team that is 17-4. Can't say that enough.
That's crazy.
17-4.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to seeing when Jaden Ivey is really hitting his stride.
And he hasn't.
Not even close. He's only played 14, 15 minutes a game. So, once he starts playing more and a bigger part of the offense, and I don't know if he'll ever start, but it's going to be fun watching him get to that point.
All right, still coming up, we will hear from the offensive coordinator of the Lions, John Morton, what he had to say to the media in the noon hour. Additionally, this was some bet somebody made in Vegas. We will get to that today at 12:02 here on Karsch and Anderson on 97.1.